Good morning, boys and girls. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, we're going to continue with nonfiction. I would like to review what we've already learned. Number one, we talked about literary nonfiction, and this type of text tells facts through a story. And the book that we used for this one is called I'm a Truck Driver. This one was told through a story, so we weren't able to skip around. We had to go through this page by page. The next one we learned about was a biography. A biography tells facts about a person's life. And that one, we talked about Derek Jeter and about his life. And this one, we can jump around. We can go to a specific part of the book if we want to learn about something that we found in the table of contents. The last one we're going to talk about is a reference book. A reference nonfiction book tells facts in an organized way. I know that you've already heard Grizzly Bears, or already seen this book from Mrs. Barra. I know that she showed you this book when we started talking about nonfiction, but I would like to go through it again with you. So this way you understand the difference between all the nonfiction types of books: literary, biography, or reference. So, let's take a look at Grizzly Bears. When I open Grizzly Bears, I come right to the table of contents. This shows me all the different topics that I can find in this book. And I can go to any specific page that I want to if I'm looking to learn about something specific. This book, we're going to see many different text features. The first one was the table of contents. If I turn right at the beginning, my heading says living in North America. So that's the headings. Next, I see right away a map. I can see a map of where grizzly bears would be found. It says living in North America. Splash! A grizzly bear drops its strong paw into a river. It catches a salmon for lunch. Grizzlies live near rivers and streams in North America. And if I look, it shows me a world map and actually tells me where North America is located. If you notice, this is a photograph, not an illustration. You can see illustrations in nonfiction text, but this happens to be an actual photograph of a grizzly bear. Next, I can go through, and every time I come to a new heading, that is where I would find on the table of contents. So the first one I came to is living in North America. If I go to up close and I run my finger across, I can find that on page 8. If I go to page 8, I am going to see the heading up close. That's exactly what I found in the table of contents. This tells me grizzlies are one of North America's largest animals. They can weigh over 800 pounds. From nose to end, they grow up to 8 feet long. Tan or brown fur covers grizzlies' large bodies. Grizzlies have a hump of muscle between their shoulders. This hump gives them strength. If I look at this picture, I can see a label, and it says hump, and it's pointing to that part of the grizzly bear, showing me the hump on his back. So that's another part, a label. If I want to go and find a word in the back of the book, I would go to the glossary. Here is where it would show me almost like a dictionary, showing me the words that I could find in the book that I'm not familiar with. So if I see a word that I'm not familiar with, I can go to the glossary and it will give me a definition of the word. The first word I come to is burrow. A burrow is a tunnel or hole in the ground made or used by an animal. I actually saw the word burrow in the book here on the page where it says finding food. It says grizzlies use their sharp sense of smell to find food. They smell rodents in burrows. For larger meals, grizzlies hunt young elk or moose. Now, if I said to myself, I'm not sure what a burrow is, that's when I would try to check and see in the glossary if there was a definition of the word burrow. And I do see it here. Another nonfiction text that I come across to at the back of the book is a read more, where it's telling me different books that I can use to find more about grizzly bears. It's also showing me an internet site. These are internet sites that I can go to if I want to find out more about a grizzly bear. That's also a nonfiction text feature. What I'd like for you to do is I am going to upload a link for you to go to that's called Looking at Bears. This book that's going to be on YouTube, I'd like for you to listen, and as the person is reading it to you, look for the different nonfiction text features. Identify them as she goes through them. If you happen to have any nonfiction textbooks at home, you can go through them and decide, are they literary nonfiction? Are they biography nonfiction? Or is it a reference book nonfiction? I hope you enjoyed that, boys and girls. See you soon.